Data Jockey, Machine Learning for Victorian Racing. Wednesday, 1 July 2026, Race 6 at Sandown Lakeside. Let us get going. Right here is the quick summary for Race 6 at Sandown Lakeside, and this is one worth paying attention to. 2 selections from the model today. Thinks is the place selection. That is the top pick, the one the model is most confident about. And Humza Bay is in the same race multi as the top 4 selection. Not a standalone place selection, the same race multi only. So if you are short on time, there it is. Think so for the place, same race multi combining both. But do yourself a favor and stay with us, because what the model is seeing in this race is genuinely interesting, and understanding it will help you make a more informed decision. Let us break it down. Race 6, Sandown Lakeside. 17 runners today, which means the top 3 pay a place dividend. Here is the first thing worth knowing: the model's top selection is not the favorite. That tells you straight away the model is seeing value somewhere the market has not priced in. That gap between data and market is exactly the kind of race this model was built to find. 2 selections on the board today, a place pick and a same race multi-combination. And as always, this is not a forced pick. The model only shows up when there is genuine value to report. Today there is. Let us get into the detail. Quick context before the picks, since how this works matters for understanding what follows. The model driving these selections is machine learning based, trained on Victorian racing, and it never stops updating. Every race meeting adds to what it knows. That is different from a static system built once and forgotten, and it matters because racing patterns shift over time, season to season, even track condition to track condition. The real differentiator, though, is the target. Most tipping approaches chase the winner. This model chases place finishers instead, horses landing in the top positions, paying a place dividend. Different target, different method entirely. It is processing dozens of variables across the whole field simultaneously: pace, distance, field makeup, historical patterns, how each runner matches today's specific rivals. All at once, in combinations that are well beyond what manual analysis can realistically track. The full methodology is linked in the description if you want to go deeper. Right now, though, Race 6 is the focus, and the model has a strong view worth walking through. Let us get into it. Let us start with pick 1 for Race 6. Think so, the model's top selection, currently 12th in the market. Not the favorite, nowhere near the headline of the betting market, just sitting at a price the model believes is significantly off. That is the whole story right there. A gap between what the market thinks and what the data is showing, and that gap is precisely what this model is built to find. Here is something worth being upfront about, because I think it builds trust rather than costing it. I cannot point to one tidy reason the model has landed on thinks. That is not how it operates. It is not running on a single insight like track preference or distance record, the kind of single-factor reasoning that most form analysis relies on. Instead, it is working through dozens of variables at the same time. Track conditions, distance, field size, who else is in this race, historical patterns drawn from thousands of past Victorian races. All of it considered together, picking up on relationships a person scanning a form guide would simply never catch. That is the whole point of building it this way. If it could be boiled down to one sentence, there would be no need for a model at all. What matters is this. The market has thinks sitting at 12th in the market. The model has it ranked first for Race 6. That difference is where the value sits, and finding exactly that kind of gap is what this model exists to do. It was built specifically around place finishers, not winners, so when it puts a horse at the top, it is saying this horse matches the pattern of horses that have historically finished in the places. A different way of looking at the problem entirely. Think so for the place. Top 3 finish in a 17-runner field. That is the model's read on Race 6. For entertainment purposes only, please make your own informed decision before placing any bet. On to pick 2, Humza Bay, sitting at 3rd in the market. This is a different category of selection compared to pick 1, and the distinction is worth spelling out clearly. The model has Humza Bay pegged as a likely top 4 finisher, but it does not extend that confidence to a top 3 finish specifically. That is the key difference. There is not enough in the data to support a standalone place selection on Humza Bay, but there is enough to support its role in the same race multi as the top 4 leg. This might look like a small technical point, but in a 17-runner field, it carries real weight. Top 3 pays a place dividend, 4th simply does not. So Humza Bay is not the model's idea of a place bet on its own. Its value sits in the multi. Reading the model's view on Humza Bay plainly, it belongs in this race, fits the top 4 shape of this field, but getting into top 3 specifically is less certain. For the multi, top 4 is sufficient. Think finishing top 3, Humza Bay finishing top 4, that is what the model is backing for race 6. Race 6's same race multi-pairs thinks as a top 3 finisher with Humza Bay in the top 4. Availability depends on your wagering provider, so check there first. One thing worth clarifying before anything else: these are genuinely different bet types, not interchangeable versions of the same thing, and their odds of landing are not equal. Thinks on its own as a place selection is the safer, higher probability play. The model's confidence is strongest there, and while the return is more modest, the chance of it landing is better. That is the model's core view on this race. The same race multi asks for more. Both Thinks in top 3 and Humza Bay in the top 4 need to land together, which lowers the overall probability but lifts the potential return considerably. There is no obligation to take both. Thinks so as a standalone place bet is where the model's signal is strongest. The multi sits there for anyone wanting the higher variance option. Either way, go in knowing exactly what each bet demands. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please make your own informed decision. For anyone following the full card, every race gets its own video, and they are all in the playlist Live Before Race 1. Worth a look through the other races to see what else the model has flagged today. A place multi combining several selections is something some punters build themselves. Check with your wagering provider on how that is structured. Make sure any decision you make is your own, fully informed. Important reminder too, always check for scratchings before placing anything, since they can change a race entirely on the day. The model's place selection for race 6 is Think So. The full card is waiting in the playlist. If you are not subscribed yet, this channel covers every Victorian meeting, every race day, and every selection comes at no cost. Nothing locked behind a paywall here. Race 6 at Sandown Lakeside, all wrapped up. The headline Thinks for the place, and Thinks top 3 with Humza Bay top 4 as the same race multi if the longer odds option appeals to you. Every selection gets tracked publicly, with results posted weekly, no exceptions and no cherry-picking, win streaks or losing runs alike. That is the only honest way to judge this model over time, and it is on you to make that call. For entertainment purposes only, as always, please make your own informed decisions and gamble responsibly. See you next race.